Oh dear. This is going very badly, isn't it?
It certainly doesn't have the makings of a ripping good novel.
What happened here?
Ah, the charming and delightful Fry twins.
Have we met?
Mr. Raymond knows everyone. He knows everything about this city. He writes it all up in his books.
I'm Henry Raymond, writer of third-rate, lurid stories. Penny dreadfuls, if you will. And this is Little Artie.
Mr. Raymond takes real murders and makes them so awfully exciting. The guilty always get caught.
There's one unfolding just here. Perhaps one of you would like to try your hand in solving it.
Sure, why not? I mean, how hard could it be? Use Eagle Vision to search the investigation zones for clues, interrogate every suspect, access collected evidence, accuse guilty suspect to solve the case and collect your reward. Every false accusation will reduce the reward. Alright, let's go solve a crime.
I do find crime so delightfully entertaining, don't you? I mean, solving crimes, of course. Finding a solution is exhilarating.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh. Select a topic. Oh.
I arrived to find the foreman dead, and the lad Dooley with bloody hands. No one's been able to find the murder weapon and arrest the murderer. Could you sort it out quickly? It's holding up the work. They're a rough bunch, but someone has to keep the kids in line. I just wish the grown-ups would quit fighting each other.
Let's see. Alright, very informative. What do we got here? Yes, he appears to be dead. A deep stab wound to the chest, a bandana obscuring his face. All locations unlocked. You can now make an accusation or continue investigation. This is Dooley. This is the suspect. Okay, let's investigate. Interrogate.
He knocks me to the ground and give me a kick. I find me work knife under me and grab it. I lift my hands to protect myself, and he knocks me out with a punch. Later on, I wakes up, and the man's lying there, dead. He's my brother. He don't like to work hard, so one of the workers give him a thrashing. I tried to stop it, and he stops hitting Buck and starts hitting me.
Alright. Buck? Okay, tell me about the body.
When I come back, the man's lying dead, and there's Dooley holding a knife. Please don't arrest him.
Tell me about
I
Dooley.
was standing there, having a think, when a fella come at me and give me a thumping. Dooley tries to stop him, and he thrashes Dooley. I run out to find help.
I see. Okay. Oh. What's this? A knife. A small knife with the initial D crudely scratched into the
I
handle.
wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
This must be Dooley's knife. Dooley? No, he's not gonna talk. Okay, Buck? What's going on here?
Dooley's knife, all right. He never lent it to nobody.
So what's it doing? What's it doing over there on the ground, eh? Alright, did we miss anything? Got another clue to find. Is it up there? Should oh, hold on, no. It's over here. Sus. A letter. It has come to our attention that one of your workmen, a certain Mr. Colton, has been beating the child laborers. Our society finds this to be a matter of concern, as do you, no doubt. Please take action to curtail the practice. Miss Clara O'Day. Are you sure about that? Mr. Colton. That's the body, right? No, it's Wilkins. Who's Mr. Colton? That's not you, is it? Are you Mr. Colton? You're Mr. Freems. Who's Mr. Colton? What are you talking about? Okay, so apparently I have everything I need. Well, it seems to me that Clara might have done it, or one of her child soldiers, but I don't know. Okay, but seeing how these are the only suspects we have, well, if we're to believe Dooley that he passed out, then it's gotta be you, Buck.
I was too scared to do anything.
Alright. Could it be you then, Mr. Freeams? Can't be Dooley. Not little Dooley.
Why would I kill a perfectly productive worker?
That's a good point. Really? Alright, well, I'm sorry, Dooley, but I think you killed him. Whether you meant to or not, I'm not sure, but it couldn't have been anybody else. Only you.
No.
Oh, no, not so quickly. You have indeed solved this murder, according to the facts at hand. However,
Have I?
what advice would you give?
I would encourage you to look beyond the obvious, beyond surface appearances.
That's what I was trying to do.
Try again. Use your powers to peer more deeply and see what you can discover.
It's clearly... Wow, okay, thanks. Owner of the factory. Tell me about Wilkins.
Wasn't the type to beat the children. On the contrary, he was forever getting in fights, trying to stop that sort of thing.
Why didn't you say so from the beginning?
The fumes can be a bit much in the brewery. When the men work in there, they wear bandanas.
I see. Interesting. What's this now? Medium footprint. The imprint of a medium-sized worker's boot. The imprint is marked by pebbles of coal and coal dust, making it possible to follow the tracks. Medium size. Flecks of coal.
How would the murderer have done it?
The imprint of a large worker's boot. The victims, I'm assuming. Shut up, little kid. Don't tell me how to solve crimes. More coal. Turns this way. This way. Aha. Who are you?
Me and Wilkins was working out here. We heard screaming. Wilkins went to see what it was about and never come back. I went to see for myself, and there he was, dead. I didn't stick around. Somebody might think I'd done it. The strange thing is, Wilkins weren't wearing no bandana when I was talking to him. Only the workmen in the brewery wear bandanas. You should talk to Morris there.
Alright. Maybe I should. Let's go to the brewery. Let's get to the bottom of this. What is this? Cigarettes. Stubbed out cigarette
I believe I
butts.
should re-interrogate a suspect.
Alright, hold your horses. No. Large footprint. There we go.
Tell me more about this.
Yeah, I wonder.
Check your...
Excuse me, do you know anything about this cigarette?
Don't much know who smokes here. Maybe Taylor. Cigarette might be his. Well, I was inside the brewery all day. I wear me bandana in there. Man has to, what with all the smells and fumes.
Alright. Okay. Let's go back. Here. Are you Taylor? Right, so you might know something about the cigarette
Quit
then.
smoking months ago. You know, I saw somebody from the brewery having a smoke this morning. Didn't see who it was, though.
Interesting. Alright. Let's see what this guy has to say about this new information. Morris?
Like I said, I was inside. Didn't get a chance to come out to smoke. Colton left, though. You could talk to him. He's working in the loading area just now.
Colton, eh? Uh-huh. Right. Here we go. Now this is getting interesting.
Look for more clues.
I believe
More
I should
stubbed out
re-interrogate a
cigarettes.
suspect.
And you must be Colton. Know anything about this cigarette?
Don't smoke. Never did.
Interesting.
Oh, very well. So I do smoke now and then. What's the matter? I was having a chat with one of the others when I heard a commotion and ran in there to find Wilkins dead. Poor bloke. Killed by that filthy little bastard that we feed and pay.
It's alright. I think you're lying. I think you
I
did
should be
it.
foreman here. Wilkins coddled the boys like a mother hen. He come along and stops me giving the boys a beating.
Yeah, that's what I
It
thought.
was much more difficult than it initially appeared. Well done.
Up to the click with you.
Yeah. That was fun. Oh. Hello. What's going on here?
Tragedy in the park.
Another chance to sort out a diabolical conundrum. One that I'll turn into a one-a-penny read for Purlock Publishing.
Okay. So, what exactly happened here? Murder in the park. Okay. You got a corpse here. The corpse of Prudence Brown. A young woman with identifying papers. Stabbed many times in highly violent manner. Wounds indicate a left-handed attacker. Alright. Keep that in mind. A packet. A small paper packet containing powdered medication. Stamped Dr. Trevor Alton with an address.
Now that I've seen this, I should ask more questions.
Uh-huh. A handbag containing an appointment diary. 10 a.m. Trevor Park, noon. Gilbert, his house. The address is indicated in the back of the
I
agenda.
believe I should re-interrogate a suspect.
Alright. We got two places. We got the address of Dr. Alton. and the address of a Gilbert. Oh. This is blood? Oh. The murder weapon is right here, apparently. It is a standard kitchen knife. So, either the killer brought it with them from their house, or the victim actually died in a house and was dragged here. Alright, well. The investigation is afoot. We got a doctor to visit and Mr. Gilbert to question as well. Hello? Are you Dr. Alton? Who are you? You're Mr. Shelby. Do you know anything about Prudence?
I don't know any of Dr. Alton's other patients.
I see. Well, thanks for the contribution, sir. Helpful as always. Ooh. A doctor's note. Dear Miss Knight, I would ask you to please suspend Mr. Shelby's prescription. This note, as well as all medical entries in the office, appear to be written by a right-handed man. Huh. So it can't be the doctor. The doctor is right-handed. If we're to assume that this is the doctor's handwriting. Hello? Oh, you're Miss Knight. You know anything about Prudence?
I'm sorry to hear about her murder. She was a patient here, but increasingly began to stop by socially.
Uh-huh. Do you know anything about a park meeting?
So she was meeting Dr. Alton in the park, was she? My understanding was that she was engaged to someone. In any case, the good doctor could do better, in my opinion. Perhaps now he will.
Interesting. Interesting you say that. Very interesting. Very, dare I say, incriminating to say that, but we'll reserve our judgment for now. Prudence's medical file. Miss Brown came to see me, oppressed by grave anxiety concerning her recent engagement. This was not a medical concern, but nevertheless I prescribed a mild sedative. However, she has since embarked on an irregular relationship with someone I shall not name. The situation is intolerable. So again, unless the doctor is cleverly covering his tracks, the culprit. The doctor doesn't seem to be the culprit. But we'll see. Mr. Shelby's medical file. Since using this treatment, Mr. Shelby has overcome his paralyzing timidity with astonishing success. However, owing to the effects I've seen of the same drug on Mr. Baxter, I feel obliged to terminate Mr. Shelby's use altogether. Alright. So, Mr. Shelby was on some sort of medication. It was helping him. But then that treatment stopped. Now, again, without jumping into conclusions, one might consider this to be a motive right there. But, again, let's not jump to conclusion. Let's see what we got here. A personal note. Doctor, I do hope that our professional relationship does not preclude a closer rapport. Yours more sincerely, Miss Claire Knight. Interesting. Closer rapport. Baxter's medical file. Baxter now appears to be totally reliant on the treatment. He consumes far more than the prescribed dosage and is constantly demanding more. In addition, he has become alarmingly aggressive, going so far as to assault me physically. Furthermore, he has recklessly seduced several women over the past few weeks.
I should return and find out about it.
Okay. think I'm starting to formulate the events here, but again, let's not jump into conclusion. Oh, the doctor seems to have a cut on his cheek. Interesting. Doctor, what can you tell me about Prudence?
Oh my God, Prudence! How horrible! I was about to propose.
What?
I don't understand. She and I didn't have a meeting arranged today. It is true that we sometimes meet in the park, but there was no arrangement for this morning.
Interesting. I wonder who could have done that. What do you know about medicine, Doctor?
That's very odd indeed. Prudence was a patient here, but wasn't given this prescription. There's no reason that she should be carrying such a packet.
So are you saying that it might belong to someone else? What do you know about treatment, Doctor?
You appreciate, I'm sure, that I cannot discuss the condition of any of my patients.
Oh. Even the dead ones? Huh. Oh, hold on. Ah. What's wrong with your cheek, Doctor?
An unfortunate incident. One of my patients became overexcited.
I see. What? Oh. Alright. Now we return to the nurse and Mr. Baxter. Mr. Shelby. Excuse me. Nurse. Miss Knight. What do you know about Baxter?
Dr. Alton makes house calls to see him. Baxter doesn't come into the office. I make up the prescriptions and he picks them up at noon when I'm away at lunch.
Interesting. What do you know about Alton's cut?
Mr. Baxter apparently attacked the doctor yesterday. It was after hours, but the doctor did have a cut on his cheek. Poor man.
Okay. Mr. Shelby. What do you know about treatment?
I'm quite angry, actually. I was having such terrific results. I felt like a new man. Much more vigorous and outgoing. But the doctor has ended the prescription altogether for no reason.
You're quite angry, you say. Perhaps angry enough to murder someone? Interesting. This is very, very interesting. It's very unfortunate for you, but, yes. Very useful for me. Alright, so over here we have the address to Mr. Gilbert. Let's have a look around, shall we? See if there's any clues to find first. Aha, what's this? A message. And it says, it's a letter from Prudence. And it says, Dearest Gilbert, I have something of the utmost importance to tell you. I shall call tomorrow at noon. Please, dear Gilbert, know that whatever I have to say, I will always hold you in the highest esteem, your Prudence. The letterhead gives Prudence's address. Oh. Okay, a new investigation zone. Alright. First, a word with Mr. Higgins. Oh, Gilbert Higgins, right. Gilbert is not a last name. What do you know about Prudence?
Prudence and I are engaged to be married. I'm desperate to see her. She should be by any moment. She had something important to tell me. I'm worried she's going to break off the engagement.
Speaking of which, do you know of a Dr. Alton?
Prudence has been so distant lately. I believe she has a misplaced affection for her doctor, the cat. I would make a much more appropriate husband, and the wedding is planned.
Right. Okay. That's it for now, I guess. Pardon me? Is there something wrong? Right. Didn't think so. Alright. Onwards to Prudence's house. The address of which we just have discovered from reading the letter sent to one Gilbert Higgins. It's a bit of a trek. It's a bit of a trek to get to it, but you know, it's on the other side of town. But hey, we are sort of, you know, we're searching for the truth. We're bringing, you know, we're bringing evildoers to justice here. So a little walk, a little trek across London is a very, very, you know, very low price for justice and the truth. So, with that being said, let us enter and investigate Prudence's house. Okay, the front door is locked, so we'll have to find another way in. Hello. Do not be alarmed. We're here to search for the truth. Nothing but the truth. Oh. Is it up here then? Ah, here we go. Prudence's diary. Several entries stand out. I hold Gilbert in the greatest esteem, but I simply cannot imagine marriage and all it entails. I've seen so little of the world. I have begun to see a doctor in an attempt to calm my nerves and concentrate my mind. Dr. Alton is kind and gentle, and the solicitous manner with which he listens is as beneficial as any medication. Oh, what a rapturous night. The timid Dr. Trevor Alton has surprising depths. We had a chance encounter in the park, whereupon he began to speak to me with such intensity and passion. I was quite swept up. Soon, his ardent kisses took my breath away. Could it be that I found love at last? And what then of my engagement to Gilbert? My feelings for Trevor, it seems so silly to call him Dr. Alton now, are as strong as ever, but mixed with concern. He has become moody, even tormented. He complains of his experimental treatment and of his patients. I've told him that I plan to break things off with Gilbert. Trevor and I are to meet in the park this morning. Is a proposal in the offing? If he does propose, oh, please let it be so. I shall go directly to Gilbert and break it off with him. A swift, sharp break is best for everyone. Okay, looks like we're uncovering a lot of motives here. An unsent letter to Dr. Alton. Dearest Trevor, I must tell you that this evening something unsettling occurred. After our tete-to-tete, what? Hold on. How do you pronounce this word? Just hold with me here. Sure, let's click on this one.
Translation, however, in English, it means simply a private
Really? Okay. So that's that. I mean, okay. I thought it was gonna be more sophisticated than that, but it's tete-a-tete, apparently, from the mouth of the Frenchman himself. Tete-a-tete. After our tete-a-tete in the park, I set off for home, all the while thinking of you. But suddenly, a young woman appeared and began to berate me in the street, never ceasing to shout insults and shameful allegations involving someone named Baxter. Isn't that the patient you have had such trouble with? Oh, my dear, I managed to slip away, but it was so terribly upsetting. But now I see that it is too late to post this, and I will see you tomorrow in any case, my love. Huh. Is this like a Is this like a Jekyll and Hyde situation? Is Baxter Alton? No, that'd be crazy. All right. Are you the young woman? You know, well, I shouldn't judge the book by the cover, but sure. Lulu. You know anything about a Prudence?
I saw her kissing my man in the park, didn't I? I followed her to this street yesterday, but lost her.
Huh.
I'll come every day if need be, until I catch her again. That trollop better promise to let him alone, or I'll give her what for.
Interesting. What can you tell me about Baxter?
He's all mine, I tell you. All the girls want a bit of Baxter, but they can't have him. You ask him yourself. He lives just that way.
Just that way. Where? Oh. Right over there? Curious. So if I go over there, am I gonna accidentally stumble onto the house of Dr. Alton? Or, I mean, what the hell is going on here? Alright, we got 7 clues to find. Scattered papers. I always get what I want. It is my due. Written by a left-handed man. I mean, he could be ambidextrous. He could have multiple personality disorder. She plans to break her engagement. Because of you. I won't have it. I shall marry her myself. At least that way she will remain a respectable woman. Written by a right-handed... Yeah, okay. We have a little Jekyll and Hyde situation going on here. They're writing letters to each other because they, you know, only one personality can exist. I can't extinguish your life, so I shall extinguish hers. Written by a left-handed man. There's a spot of blood. Ah, okay. They had a little fight. Right. So, technically it is true. Mr. Baxter attacked him, but... She means nothing to you. You are a monster of my own making. Written by a right-handed man. Fascinating. Oh, no. We read that. We read that. Thank you. Let's move on. You are nothing but a burden to me, a pathetic, sniveling burden. If only I could be rid of you. Written by a left-handed man. Paper packets. Many empty paper packets. They have a residue of powder on them. And finally, over here. Ah. A set of kitchen knives. Identical to the one on the crime scene. One is missing. Alright. I do believe that we've found our killer. Okay. Oh, we can ask the nurse about
that
medicine.
was developed by Dr. Alton specifically for one of our patients, Mr. Shelby. But he's been using it for another patient as well.
Curious. Right. Okay. Hold on a minute. I mean, I think we already know who the culprit is, but if the magnifying glass is white, does that mean that that means that there's still something left to do? Okay. Let's just stop by here real quick and have a word with Mr. Higgins about Mr. Baxter.
Never heard of such a man.
Oh. Well, there you go. You have everything you needed. Okay. I sort of figured as much already, but just wanted to make sure, you know, I just wanted to cover my tracks here. Alright. Well, I almost feel bad for Mr. Shelby, because I was just about ready to accuse him of everything. But it seems that the good doctor has done something that he may not even remember.
Oh God, it's true. I couldn't help myself. The powder unleashed a creature within me. He seduced the innocent Prudence and then killed her to prevent us from marrying. It's too horrible.
Yeah, you should probably...
Something was amiss with the medical powder, but didn't understand until you found those papers. Well done.
Right. Well, there you go. I'm not gonna read all that. That was the case of the conflicted courtship. Huh. The name actually sort of gives it away, but... there you go.
There you are. This could be interesting. There's no shortage of firearms in this neighborhood.
I suspect the solution will turn on geometry, timing, and human nature.
There may be a penny dreadful in it. Look into it, won't you?
Okay, what are we looking into? A murder at the munition factory? Interesting. Well. Alright. We have our victim here. None other than Lewis Prescott. Killed by a single bullet that entered his chest, passed directly through his heart, and exited from his back. Alright. A banner. The banner for the 11th Regiment of Foot. Marked Gold Coast Ashanti Campaign.
I should return and find out about this.
Okay, so he's a military man. A bloodstain, spread in a way that indicates the direction of the bullet. Yeah? Yeah, that... Sure, that seems to add up. Sort of. A feather, a single white
I
feather.
wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
Curious. I can immediately think of a certain guild, a certain brotherhood that uses feathers in their murders / liberations. But let's not jump to conclusions here. There's a clock here. A hexagon-shaped bullet. Oh, there's a hexagon-shaped bullet lodged exactly below the numeral 12. The clock is still running.
I wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
Below the number 12. Well, I don't know. Depends on the caliber of the bullet, I guess. And the gun. But, yeah. Could I mean, we know that it exited through the back, so... Could have hit the clock, sure. I don't see why not. Oh, there's a bullet hole made by a hexagonal bullet. The hole is bloody. Right, again with this Huh, so this is... traveled quite a distance here. From the Colonel's heart, out his back, into the clock, and into the bench. Now, from the clock to the bench... I mean, I guess if you line them up like that... Yeah. Oh, here we go. This helps. Right. Okay, so... No, something doesn't add up here. Maybe someone went for the Colonel once, missed, and then the other bullets didn't miss. Okay, what do we have here? Dynamite crates. Empty munitions crates clearly marked Prescott Munitions number 408. Yeah, this seems illogical. This is probably where the shot came from. Yeah. Yeah, whoever shot the Colonel probably was standing there. But is that... Oh. Sergeant Aberline. Okay. What do you know about the shooting?
From what I can gather, Prescott was shot almost exactly at 12 o'clock noon.
Right. Are you sure about that?
Apparently they put the clock there while doing some repairs. It still runs, I notice.
Uh-huh.
When Colonel Prescott retired from the army, he used his connections and started this munitions factory. He wanted the men that served with him to have work when they left the army.
That's awfully kind of him.
The young lads across the street were fooling with a pistol they'd found. A bullet must have gone astray through the wooden fence. Hit Mr. Prescott smack in the chest. Bloody unlucky for all concerned.
I don't know. A hexagonal shaped bullet? That's not the kind of thing you would find lying around in the streets. Hello, sir. What do you know about Prescott?
He was a good man. Very honourable. I'm proud to have served under Colonel Prescott in the 11th Foot Gold Coast, Africa.
Uh-huh.
Prescott put that up in memory of the time he led a sortie across the Pra River to outflank Ashanti warriors. Things turned out badly that day. Horrific. We lost several of our comrades. Prescott wanted us to remember them. I was on my way here. Heard 2 shots I did, right at the stroke of noon.
Interesting.
Bullet hole in the clock. That's a new one. It could have already been there when I arrived at noon. Or maybe it was the second shot I had.
Huh. Very interesting. Oh. We've got some clues now. Beer. A large puddle of beer. Other puddles continue along the streets. Should we follow the puddle? See where it leads? I mean, I don't know what clues we might gain from that. Seems to be going for quite a distance, so maybe we should leave that be for now. Continue inspecting. Oh! There's an indication that a bullet exited the courtyard. from here. It's circular, though. And... right, yeah, see? The gun that these kids were playing around with shoots normal bullets. Place the children stood when firing at the target. Oh, this target. Yeah. No. This isn't a simple accident. Something more. Definitely. An impact mark. Appears a small, heavy object may have fallen here, perhaps a revolver. Yeah, I think the thing that killed the Colonel is probably going to be something a lot bigger than a revolver. That's just my theory. Hello, Earl.
We stood right there on a mark and shot the target. I went to shoot, but there was a loud bang. I was surprised and missed the target completely. It wasn't me who killed the man. I'm no murderer.
Don't worry, I have no reason to suspect you. Yet.
We found a revolver underneath the lumberyard window. Don't know where it came from.
I see. Beneath the lumberyard window. Alright. I guess it's time to follow that puddle back to where it came from, or where it ended up. Okay, continues this way. Oh. It's a barrel depot. What's inside the barrels? Beer? Okay, there's an empty barrel with a round hole through one of the panels. Inside is a spent bullet. The caliber of the bullet matches the orphan's revolver. There you go. It didn't hit a man, it hit a barrel. The barrel started leaking. A backpack. The flap bears the insignia of the 11th Regiment of Foot. So someone who works at the depot is from the 11th Regiment. Goose. A partially plucked dead white goose. What's that all about? Did a stray bullet get the goose, or... No, it's plucked. Somebody out hunting? Or... Medicine. Treatment for trypanosomiasis. Trypanosomiasis. Disease transmitted by tsetse flies in Africa.
Reinterrogate a suspect.
Okay. So someone definitely here is from the 11th Regiments. Oh, it's Bennett, the driver of the delivery cart. Hello, Mr. Bennett. What do you know about Prescott?
Saw him each morning as I drove by. Seemed like a good sort.
Uh-huh.
We lost the entire barrel of beer, damn it. I heard 2 loud bangs, but thought nothing of it. Later, I found a bullet hole in a barrel. Imagine that, a bullet hole. My lad Samuel might know more. He's around back, tossing trash in the river.
Oh. Tell me about Samuel.
The poor lad. Fell on my doorstep a few years ago. He's in a bad way, has some sort of malady. Rides in the back while I make deliveries. Hard worker, very determined.
I see. Thanks for the info. Samuel, the delivery man. Hello, Samuel. I heard you have a disease.
That's for some sickness I picked up a while ago. Can't remember the name of it.
Uh-huh.
I just drop off beer. Don't pay much attention to people along the way.
Uh-huh.
There was an hole in a barrel. I've got no explanation for that.
Huh. Okay. Apparently there's someone I need to talk to back here. No? They're all gray. Is that it? Just 3 investigation zones? It's odd. Is there something in here? Ah, you... Come on, that's not fair. Why have this be a separate thing? Alright. Curtis, the shop owner. Let's have a chat.
Him and me like to insult each other. I was a lieutenant under his command in Africa. I love the army. No one questions you when you wear a uniform. Anyways, every morning when he arrived, we'd call out and joke with each other. Yeah. Well, Prescott led a flanking sortie that went wrong. Lots of casualties. Some men called the colonel a coward, but it were really just bad luck. Anyway, he resigned. To make amends, he offered work at his factory whenever one of us left the army.
Interesting. That is very interesting. I wonder why I can't ask him about the fact that his shop is the ideal place to take a shot at somebody. Take a shot at the colonel, to be precise. Oh, okay. The revolver could have fallen from here. From the roof, or what? From one of the windows? Ah, maybe? You can't do this. Why are these separate things? It's messed up. It's very misleading. Okay. Anyways, we got a lot of guns. We got specifically this gun. What is that? Is that double barrel? Oh, it's a Whitworth rifle. The first sniper rifle has an astonishing accuracy. This particular one smells as though it's been fired within the past few hours. Also, a regimental insignia is carved into the stock. 11th Regiment of Foot, Gold Coast.
Ask about this.
Ah. Now I wonder if this rifle shoots hexagonal bullets. Oh. Door's locked. Alright. I wonder what our humble shopkeeper has to say about this.
I admit it. I sell stolen rifles and pistols. All very hush-hush. Black market.
Uh-huh.
I made that shot. Early this morning, Prescott challenged me to plug the 12 from my shop. I missed just slow. No one witnessed it. It was too early in the morning.
Uh-huh.
I brought that gun back from Africa. I was a sniper fighting the Ashanti. I used that gun this morning for Prescott's challenge. It's the only Whitworth we have. I'd never sell it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It's very interesting. It's a very, very likely story, but I'm not buying it. It was you, Curtis. He found out about your black market thing, didn't he?
I only shot a clock.
What? Oh. Well, fair enough. If you didn't do it, then you didn't do it. Why am I taking his word on him? Who cares if he couldn't have... There's no proof they... God, these people. I don't understand how they can just... Okay, well... okay, so it's the disease guy, the guy that hates him. But how did he make the shot? Does he have a sniper rifle hidden somewhere? Is that what the goose was implying? That he's hunting geese with his rifle? That he has stashed somewhere? Sure. It was you!
Goddamn cowardice in Africa got me best friends killed.
Okay.
Faced a firing squad.
May I ask how he did it, though? I don't know how he did it.
It's a miracle anyone survived, what with all those bullets whizzing about.
Up to the cliff with you.
Uh-huh. Oh, he did it from the carts. Well, how did the driver not see... Whatever. Slowed. Private Samuel Fry. What? It's a strange coincidence. Private Samuel Fry spent years planning his vengeance on Louis Prescott, the colonel whose cowardice meant death for his companions. He taunted Prescott with the symbolic white feather. Oh! He plucked the Okay. Alright. That was my fault. My bad. I should have put that together. Okay. So, symbolic white feather, and then at the stroke of noon took his final revenge. Many bullets flew that day. A bullet from the shop attic lodged in Prescott's factory clock, a bullet from the revolver found by some children lodged in a passing beer cart, and the bullet fired by Samuel from the back of that cart struck Prescott directly in the heart. Well, there we go. That was quite the mystery.
This is one that's most promising.
An important detective is missing. Skullduggery is surely afoot.
Solve it, and I'll write it up quick as you please.
Alright, I'll do my best. So, something is amiss on Fleet Street, apparently. Is this a murder, or... No. It's just a missing person case. Okay. Arbeline, tell me about our missing detective, Detective Murphy.
He's a friend of mine. The whole station is out looking for him as we speak. Ironically, he came here on an investigation himself. Seems several people have gone missing in this part of town.
Interesting. Tell me more.
We've had reports of missing people over the last few months. Detective Murphy is just the most recent and the only one who's anybody to speak of.
I see. Alright, let's look around. Oh. What's going on at the flower shop? We have some manure. A sack of manure for plants. Examination shows that small bits of bone are mixed in. One appears to be a human knuckle.
I wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
Very crunchy. Very rich in calcium. A leather bag made of pale leather. Human leather. On the bottom is a fading green image. It appears to be a cross of some sort. Right. What, is it a tattoo? Oh. Diamond-shaped holes. Human knuckle in manure. Interesting. Oh. A jacket. Woman's jacket. Made of soft brushed leather. Decorated with diamond-shaped holes. Ah. Diamond-shaped holes. Diamond-shaped holes. So this is a leather bag. A leather bag made from the same fabric as this woman's jacket? There's a lot of leather items in this flower shop. What's going on? Joanna, the assistant. Tell me about Detective Murphy.
I saw him going into the barber shop when I was on my way to work.
Oh, you saw him, did you? Okay, well, seems that our case is about to be solved.
In this kind of neighborhood, people come and go.
Alright. Simple as that, huh? And here we have Stephen Bean, the florist. Stephen? What's going on with your manure?
George delivers that to us. It's amazing. The flowers just grow and grow.
Yeah. Must be that special bone meal. Tell me more about George.
Sweet boy. Constantly giving my assistant gifts, a jacket, a handbag, and so on.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Homemade, are they? Human-made, should I say?
An odd man indeed. He spent a fair amount of time in here, poking around.
I see.
Some people around town just seem to vanish. It is mysterious.
Yeah. That's one word for it. So, tell me about this George fella.
George is my sweetheart. I think he plans to propose marriage soon. Maybe even today.
Yeah. Once he has enough to make a ring, I'm sure he will. Some finger bones and a teeth instead of a diamond. Yeah, sure. Sounds great. Some bakery bills. Bills paid. Several from George for meat delivery. It seems Mrs. Moffat pays promptly and gets a good deal from George. Man, George is just helping everyone out with their problems. What a good fella. A crate of meat. A crate of meat with no label. The meat smells a little odd. Smells a bit like my uncle. Mrs. Moffat, baker of meat pies. Oh, I see. So that's what she uses the meat for. Tell me about your meat, Mrs. Moffat.
George delivers meat for my pies. Lovely lad. I pay on delivery. I believe he picks it up from a local butcher shop.
Yeah? What's the local butcher shop called? The nearby alley? Is that what it's called? Tell me about the missing people.
Told that some people have gone missing, but I don't know anything about it.
Uh-huh.
He was in there asking about missing people. Bought a meat pie, he did. Stayed and chatted for a few minutes, then headed off to the barber.
Yeah? Do you garnish your meat pies with some human hair? Some skin flakes? Crusty? Fry them up? Nice garnish. Be like croutons or something. Delicious. Alright, here we have John Tynes, the butcher. Tell me about your meat, Mr. I already forgot your name. Mr. Butcher?
I pride myself on the quality of the beef I sell. Somebody's selling cheap around here.
Beef?
My sales have dropped off.
Okay. If you say beef, then I won't bequeath you.
You mean the annoying bloke nosing around? I told him to sod off.
I see.
George? I don't know any George.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, thought as much. Well, this is peculiar. Alright. Fleet Street. Oh, yeah, okay, we still haven't gone to the leather shop, nor the barber shop, so let's do those right now, immediately, as soon as possible. This is the leather shop, apparently. There's no sign or anything, but here's Tobias Jeffers, the leather worker. There's also a clue here somewhere. Upstairs. There's always a clue upstairs. Oh. A leather scrap. A sheet of leather with a diamond-shaped hole in it. Again with this diamond-shaped hole stuff. Leather working tools. A collection of sharp knives and strong, thick needles. Also several awls, some of which would be used to punch distinctively shaped holes. Diamond-shaped, perhaps. Who knows? Alright. Hello, Mr. Jeffers. Tell me about Detective Murphy.
He came in asking lots of questions. I believe I answered them to his satisfaction. I suppose there are a few people I haven't seen in a while. Why would you want to know about him? Stupid boy. He does deliver tan leather on occasion, but I really have very little to do with him.
I see. Then who does? Who does he belong to? The barbers? Still haven't found out much about this mysterious George fella. Okay, apparently there's a barber shop here? Oh. It's just out in the open. Oh. Interesting. Blood. Several drops of blood. Someone has stepped in it, leaving a trail. We also have sharpened barber's razors. Who stepped here, I wonder? Oh, it's Feeny Sod, the barber. Hello, Sod.
Yeah, I gave him a trim. He asked no-ended questions. When I cut his hair, I notices a tattoo right at the base of his neck. A green
diamond shaped?
It was.
Interesting.
You're right. Several people have disappeared over the past months. Some of them were customers of mine. George was in here earlier, getting an haircut. He wanted to look nice for his girl. He's been seeing Joanna from the flower shop for some time now. Said he's finally saved up enough money to pop a question.
I see.
I'm trying to quit drinking. Sometimes my hand shakes when I'm given a shave.
Yeah, I doubt it's as simple as that. It's a lot of blood, man. Huh. Alright. Well, now we can follow the footsteps, so hopefully they lead us to something a little bit more promising, a little bit more fruitful. Oh. They have led us to George's house, apparently. Let's look for some clues. Hello, excuse me. Don't mind me. A ledger. A list of pickups and drop-offs. The pickups are mysterious. The drop-offs are meat delivered to bakery, manure to florist, leather to Tobias, leather delivered to leather worker. Total to show a thriving business, but the supplier gets most of the money.
What gives you the right to bark? What the hell do you think you're doing? Get out of here!
Pardon me? Say that again? Alright. Some people just need to learn their manners. That's not... Is that... It's George. Very recently dead. His chest has a puncture wound. A diamond-shaped hole. Right. Seems to be the signature of this fella. This employer of his. Let's see if we can find out more about him. Ah, a diary. A diary entry indicating that George is becoming increasingly suspicious concerning his deliveries. Now that I have enough set aside to propose to Joanna, I've written to a detective about my suspicions regarding the true source of the products I deliver. Oh dear. So that's how they found out about him. There's a foot trail here. Where is this lead? Nowhere, apparently. Okay. There's apparently someone at the flower shop we need to talk to again. Who? Joanna? Is it possible that she might know something about George's employer? I don't know.
George, I hoped he'd stop by. I want to see his new haircut. He must be at his house. Oh, I do hope he proposes soon.
Do I? I don't know who's responsible here. Can't be Joanna, can it? Crate of meat with no label. Mrs. Moffat. So the manure has human knuckle. The meat is odd. Yeah, the leather is also made of human leather. Yeah, leather delivered to leather worker. So it can't have been the leather shop guy. His chest has a diamond-shaped hole, and the leather working tools have. Okay. Sure. So it's the leather worker? I don't know, I'm not convinced, but it seems to be the case. It's either that or the barber playing dumb. I don't know. Let's try the leather worker.
He was coming too close to figuring out where all those people went. They got parceled out to the baker, the florist, and me.
Huh.
You very cleverly puzzled that
Odd.
out. A very unpleasant crime. Perfect for one of Mr. Raymond's penny dreadfuls.
Yeah. Even a detective can run adrift when a nefarious business is afoot. Was Detective Murphy getting too close to his secret source of raw goods? A leather worker was in the habit of doing away with local folk, flaying them, and then chopping them up. He had the skin tanned for leather, the bones ground up to sell as manure, and the bloody flesh sold to supply pie shops with cheap meat, all delivered by the unwitting carter, George. Thus did the Fiend take macabre pleasures in seeing his victims happily consumed by the citizens of Fleet Street. Well, there we go. Dreadful indeed. Thank you.
Here's an especially exciting one. Perfect for a penny dreadful.
A famous professor dies twice.
That's once more than usual. Twice
What?
as many sales. My name will soon be known across the nation.
A twice killed professor, eh? Now this I've got to see. How does that even happen? All the way to the top, I guess? What? Where is the professor? Is he out on the street? Oh, no. Oh. He was one level below. Huh. I guess I must have missed him. Hello? Oh, what? He's down there. Huh. What? I walked past him. Alright, anyways. Here we have the body of Professor Bing. The body shows evidence of having been in a terrible struggle. There's a deep cut to the forehead that appears to be surgical. The cut goes into the skull itself. A cut. Not a stab, not a thrust. A cut. So, like a cross. Huh. Alright. Now the game is afoot. Let's look around for some clues first. Huh. A sculpture. An intricately carved sculpture evidently of African origin. There's a small recess where something could have been hidden. Has there something been hidden? Doesn't appear to be. Okay. What do we got up here? A crate, an open wooden crate shipped from within London, clearly marked to be opened only by Professor Bing personally.
I didn't ask about this.
Oh? A dead spider. A large, distinctive spider curled up in death. Venomous? Could a spider have hidden in the sculpture? A legal letter. A recent letter to Professor Bing from his attorney. My dear Bing, I can certainly amend your will to discourage the marriage of your son with the young lady in question. An annual allowance that will be suspended in the event of such a marriage should serve the purpose. If, as you suspect, she is driven by love of money, such a provision should considerably dampen her adore for your son.
I should re-interrogate a suspect.
Interesting. Discourage marriage. Modify will. Huh. Alright. A letter from a colleague. Esteemed Professor Bing, my research trip has been a great success. I've been able to verify personally several of the unusual customs that you chronicled in your brilliant book. Once again, I am humbled by your genius, Professor Silas.
Someone could tell me more about this.
Finally, we have a personal letter. My dearest love, I do not understand your father's antipathy towards me. I fear that he will take steps to disrupt our engagement. Please obtain his assurances that, no matter if you marry me or no, he will render you your due when the time comes. Your betrothed, Virginia. Interesting. Mr. Bing. Tell me about Mr. Bing.
It's unthinkable. Such a great man. We were still in mourning from the burial. He was buried yesterday in the family plot.
Right. So there was a burial. So he died yesterday, was buried, and then he wasn't dead. And then he came back to the house and then died? Fascinating. Tell me about the will.
This is no time to talk about the will. It is true that my father and my fiancée didn't get on, but I'm confident that once he got to know her as a daughter-in-law, they would have become friends.
Uh-huh.
My father was an eminent anthropologist and something of an explorer. He made his name by investigating the practices of a small village in the Congo. His colleagues at the university often sent him trinkets from abroad.
From the university, right. Okay. The University of Anthropology, I guess? Oh. Are you the betrothed? No? You're Angela.
It's so very awful. The professor died of an heart attack just days ago. Then tonight, I hear pounding at the door. I open it to find him bleeding and in pain. He tried to say something, then collapsed dead. Again.
Perhaps the spider didn't kill him, merely paralyzed him or put him to sleep.
Spider? Let's get that out of here. Emmett is definitely afraid of spiders.
Right.
He kept repeating, Barkesso, Barkesso, over and over. What does it mean?
Huh. Perhaps his colleagues might know.
He got that a few days ago. Inside was a statue. I thought it was a marvel, but he told me it was quite common. I don't know who sent it.
I see. Well, that's it for now, it seems. Let's go pay a visit to the cemetery and the university. Alright, here we are at the cemetery where Professor Bing was buried, subsequently resurrected. What is this? The Bing family vault. The lock is broken. The door is ajar. Professor Bing's casket is empty. Well, that makes sense. How did he manage to escape and return home if he didn't escape? Ah, but the lock is broken, so you're telling me someone opened the door for him? Maybe. Money, £7 sterling. Huh. What is the significance of that, I wonder? A gravedigger's coat. An old worn coat. One pocket contains a crumpled note. Here's the sum agreed upon for last night's transaction. Peculiar. Anything else? Is there something up high in the trees, or what are we missing here? Ah, got it. What is that? A handkerchief. A lace handkerchief with red embroidery. Interesting.
He showed up again. First time that's happened in 35 years of grave digging.
Really, just 35, huh?
I saw the son lock the tomb myself.
Huh.
It's plain that 7 guineas is a lot for a bloke like me. I'm careful with me pennies and save for a rainy day.
Right. Is that all you have to say for yourself? I guess it'll do for now. Alright. Think we're all done here in the cemetery. Time to head for the university. Hopefully, the professor's colleagues are available to answer some questions. Otherwise, this little investigation might hit a dead end. Oh. This is an odd-looking university. A pedestal with nothing on it. However, on a descriptive label is written Bagisu Tribal Mask, a jackal. Huh. So we have a missing mask. A jackal. The Missing Mask of a Jackal. A bookcase. A well-stocked library of anthropological books. A significant number of them are by Professor Bang. All well-thumbed. Alright. Oh. Hello. I didn't see you there. I'll be right with you in a minute. Let's see what else we have here. A small box. An empty box labeled Arachnid Harpedectus.
I believe I should reinterrogate a suspect.
An Arcid Harpedectus. Treatise by Professor Wilson on the topic of an unusual Bolivian spider. One passage notes that the venom produces a state resembling death, and that some Andean tribes use the venom during a rite of passage in which initiate boys experience a symbolic death lasting 2 or 3 days.
I should go back and ask about this.
Yeah, there we go. It's all coming together. Spider illustration. An illustration of a spider resembling the dead spider found in the Bing home. A note describes it as a rare spider found in Bolivia whose venom is a strong tranquilizer. Zoology reference. Right. Huh. A handkerchief matches the one in the cemetery. Whose is it, I wonder? A receipt. A suspiciously nondescript receipt for £7. Could it have been for Beswick? It's possible. We're still one clue short, it seems. Ah. Something I missed over here, apparently. Odd. A book written by Professor Bing, The Intriguing Customs of Deepest Africa. An entire chapter is torn from it. Very interesting. Alright. Questioning time.
The anthropological sciences have lost a great mind. He revolutionized the field. It is my fond hope that I may inherit his mantle. I recently traveled to Africa in order to continue studies on the indigenous tribe Professor Bing discovered some time ago.
Uh-huh.
Which one is that? Sorry, difficult to read. I've lost my spectacles somewhere.
That's a shame. You haven't lost them in a cemetery, by any chance? Certainly hope not. Here we have someone. Oh, Dr. Wilson.
An eminent colleague. He wrote prolifically. Probably no one will ever amass the amount of knowledge he acquired. My thesis subject. My South American colleagues tell me that this particular arachnid is only found in the Bolivian Andes. Fascinating subject.
Uh-huh.
I'm most vexed about that. A rare specimen of the sort I've been studying for years. It escaped a few days ago, no doubt due to that scatterbrained assistant Virginia.
Did you say Virginia? Oh. So Virginia is an assistant at Professor Bing's university. Interesting.
A lovely man, and quite wealthy. I only wish he had lived to bless my alliance with his son.
Huh. Is that really what you think? I doubt it.
I'm sorry to hear about that. Do you know whether that change was actually made? I hoped you wouldn't find that. I'm afraid several of the faculty purchase cadavers for research purposes. It's a fact of university life.
Sure.
Yes, that's mine. I misplaced a similar one, possibly at the funeral. I was so upset.
Right. Huh. We haven't discovered all locations, have we? I don't remember it telling us so. But let's see. Let's head back to the cemetery and see where this new line of inquiries will lead us. The new information that we managed to gather. Let's see where that gets us. Hello again, Mr. Beswick.
Body snatching? That's an insult. I'd be in the slammer quick as that if I got caught. So I sell a body or two on the side. A man's got to eat, ain't he? I broke him up and left him on a barrow just behind his tomb. It was dark, I couldn't really see. But some fella come by and carted the old professor off. It's money back. You can likely still see the tracks.
Interesting. So that's who broke him out. Ah, and here are the muddy tracks. So is it possible that it wasn't Virginia? I suppose anything is possible, but we'll see. Let's see where these tracks lead first, before we reach any conclusions. Oh. What do we have here? An abandoned house. Tools, including a saw and a small hammer. The saw is bloody. A single page torn from a book on the Bagasu tribe. It describes ceremonial rituals involving sacred masks, incense, and chanting. So someone stole the mask and was about to saw into Professor Bing's head when he woke up and ran away. Ashes, a small pile of cold ashes giving off a perfumed odor. Is this the mask? The wooden jackal mask. The ripped chapter from Professor Bing's book, The Intriguing Customs of Deepest Africa. The chapter describes an ancient custom whereby members of the Bagasu tribe ceremonially ingest the living brains of respected elders in order to obtain the knowledge of that elder. The spectacles. Oh no. Oh dear. Whose? I wonder whose. Couldn't have been belonging to that guy who said that he lost his spectacles, could it? You damn fool. All you had to do was not mention to anyone that you lost your spectacles. You probably would have gotten away with this scot-free. But you slipped, and now you're gonna fall. As is life. He is also the expert on spiders as well, isn't he? So, there you go. The old one, too. No, not him. You, right?
I'm most vexed about that. A rare specimen of the sort I've been studying for years. It escaped a few days ago, no doubt due to that scatterbrained assistant Virginia.
Yeah, you did it, didn't you? You tried to eat his brain.
I just lost my most esteemed colleague. I had nothing to gain from his death.
What are you talking about? You did it. You tried to... Was it you who lost the spectacles?
Which
Oh.
one is that? Sorry, difficult
Oh,
to
okay.
read. I've lost my spectacles somewhere.
That was my bad. Alright. I should
required
have...
his knowledge in order to become the greatest anthropologist in the British Empire. And his beloved tribe of savages provided the method.
Uh-huh.
That Professor Silas was particularly cunning and gruesome. Mr. Raymond will be thrilled.
Excellent. And so is the mystery of the twice-dead professor is solved. Yeah, we don't need to read all that. We know what happened. Another mystery solved.
My write-up of that last crime was so ingenious that Purlock Publishing tossed me quite a tidy sum. I believe this next one will do even better.
It's baffling. The room was locked. How did the murderer get in and out?
Huh. Murder from a locked room, you say? Yes, that is very curious. Alright. Our victim is Byron Cashin. Just need to find a way to get to him first. Then everything... all will be well, as they say. Alright. Let's examine the body first. No sign of a struggle, no wounds. Could it be as simple as he died in his sleep? From an illness or something? Let's see. An anonymous letter. Written with a feminine hand. My dearest Byron, I can't keep abreast of your innumerable affairs, but haven't you time for another little adventure with me? Cast aside your current paramour, much too working class for you, and join me in Florence, won't you?
Reinterrogate a suspect.
Oh, what's that all about? Window is shut, locked from the inside. No sign of a break-in. Maybe something in the drink, something in the food, something in the air. A review. Published review of a recent concert. The latest effort by the Aldwych Chamber Orchestra must be counted as a fiasco. The woodwinds were discordant and cacophonous. Rather than playing Mendelssohn, the strings fought with him. In particular, the solo performed by the first violin was a disaster. This gentleman is better equipped to perform in the London sewers. I would advise anyone who has contemplated attending to instead remain quietly at home. Byron Cashin. Okay. Looks like we have a motive on our hands. Well, two motives so far. And air vents. Communicating with the neighboring apartments. Okay. Interesting. The plot thickens. A gas lamp, common lighting fixture, the light won't turn on. Why is that, I wonder? Editor's letter. Letter from Cashin's editor. Byron, you old rogue. Your evisceration of the Aldwych group was delicious. Our readers cannot get enough of your clever and delightfully unkind reviews. All the ensembles in town live in fear. Keep up the good work. So maybe he's maybe he's being paid to be harsh? Or I don't know. Maybe he gets paid extra to do a positive review. Yellowed candles that have burned down to the nub. Ah, there you go. Some sort of poison, some sort of powder in the candle that reacts with the heat. Something like that. A door. Standard door with lock and hinges in normal state. Yeah, no tampering with the door, no tampering with the windows. Something else happened here. Oh. What's this? A concert program for a chamber orchestra that performed a series of Mendelssohn pieces a few nights ago. Alright, and here we have Mrs. Henman, the housekeeper.
I'm just the housekeeper, but Mr. Cashin was a dear friend.
Uh-huh.
Each morning I bring him his coffee. Today his door was locked shut. My husband is the caretaker. We live downstairs. We have the keys to all the apartments, so after knocking, I became concerned and let myself in and found him like this.
I see.
The lights weren't working. My husband didn't want to waste any candles, so we retired early. Mr. Cashin was a respected music critic. A very accomplished man.
Uh-huh. Alright, thank you for your time. Right. So this is the neighboring apartment. Let's see what we got here. A key labeled basement. What's this doing here? A lot of letters. What's that all about? Oh, that's a newspaper. Several articles, one about the Queen's plans to use the storied scepter with the dove to knight an industrialist, another about the publishing business, a third concerning the Aldwych Chamber Orchestra, which is disbanded for lack of funds. A series of damning reviews by London's most influential critic has crushed all hopes of attracting an audience. Sheet music. Andante for violin and piano in D minor by Felix Mendelssohn. Huh. Was he secretly living next to the Aldwych concert people? Interesting. Gas lamp won't turn on. Candelabra of partially burned white candles. Okay. Alright, so let's talk to Mr. and Mrs. Bloomfield.
Gone just like that, eh? He lived right next door and often came home from his concerts a bit drunk and singing at the top of his lungs. Drove my wife near crazy.
Oh dear.
Cashin had an eye for the ladies, no question. I was a bit jealous of him, frankly.
Uh-huh.
I was down in the cellar, fiddling with my experiments.
Experiments? What kind of
I'm
experiments?
an amateur chemist. Henman let me set up a few experiments in the cellar.
A chemist, you say? Interesting.
That belongs to Mr. Golden. He's an awfully nice chap. We let him use our apartment during the day when my wife and I are out tending our shop. He likes to rehearse here where the light's better.
I see. Fascinating. Mrs. Bloomfield?
Mr. Cashin is dead? I just saw him yesterday. He looked in the peak of health. If you ask me, he paid a bit too much attention to the caretaker's wife. Scandalous, really. They must have seen each other nearly every day.
I see.
When the lights quit working yesterday, that sweet Mr. Golden handed out candles to everyone. He's such a nice man.
Did he now? It's awfully kind of him.
Last night I was knitting in that chair. Then I felt quite sickly and opened the window to clear my head. I certainly didn't hear anything.
Was that after you lit the candles? That you felt sick? Interesting.
It's true.
Oh.
I loved him. He was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Right. Did your husband know that? Doesn't even need to know that. All you need to do is suspect it. That's enough motive. Oh, this is the basement? Okay. A cold gas tank that supplies gas to all the rooms in the building, covered in dirt and soot. A small beaker of a yellow liquid, half full. Yellow, you say? Interesting. A chemistry experiment, beakers, funnels, a mortar and pestle, and various chemical compounds. Huh. Alright. Sorry, excuse me. I'll be right back. Alright, everybody. We're back with the locked room murder mystery. Let's continue. This is Henman's room. Yeah, something's wrong with the lamps. They're not working. So everyone has substituted with candles that were given out by Mr. Golden. Here we have the keys to all apartments as well as to the basement. Right. So theoretically, one could just come here and yoink one of these keys, open the basement, do, you know, strange kind of experiment, and then put the key back after they're done. Standard screwdriver?
Ask about this.
Really? About the screwdriver? Is that really that important? I don't see the significance. Unused white candles. Right. Excuse me, Mr. Henman?
Mr. Cashin's dead. Difficult to believe. He led a quiet life. Out at concerts most nights. Shut up in his room writing the rest of the time. He must have been a lonely man. My wife felt sorry for him and helped him as often as she could.
Yeah, it's not all she did, is it?
I forgot to put it away after I fixed Mr. Golden's music stand yesterday morning. I left it there, and he came to give it back.
Well, that's awfully kind of him.
I'm in charge of the running and upkeep of the whole building, so I can get dirty now and then. I was just doing some work in the basement.
I see.
The gas quit working yesterday. I don't know enough to fix such things safely myself. A man from the company is going to come by tomorrow.
Alright. Good luck with that. Oh, city closed. Alright. Alright. That just leaves one suspect to talk to. And it's the one that, we are heavily leaning towards being the true culprit. But we'll see. Alright, what is this? Men's clothes, very dirty with soot. Huh. Light won't turn on. White candle. Yep. Comes with a box nearby. White shavings on the floor appear to be wax. Huh. A box of white candles. Almost all are gone. Yeah. Yeah, we're starting to piece this together. Sheet music. String quartet number 6 in F minor. Op 80. Violin concerto in E minor. Op 64. Sonata for violin and piano in F minor. Op. Okay, yeah. We got it. We got the gist of that. A violin string box. Violin strings along with tools for precise trimming of the string. So Mr. Golden here is the violinist. The violinist? Yeah.
I
I worked very late. So did he. I only met him once or twice in the 2 years I've been living here. I was out giving a benefit recital for unemployed musicians. Several dozen people can attest to my whereabouts.
Sure.
I use them to create an ambience when I hold private recitals.
Sure. Alright, let's gather more information. Oh. Mr. Bloomfield?
Ah, yes, be careful with that. It can be dangerous. It reacts badly with heat.
Does it now? Well, that's good to know. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm feeling very confident in saying that it was you, Mr. Golden. He put you out of business, and he had to pay him back.
He destroyed an entire orchestra. All those musicians put out of work. A rancorous old man who had no talent or creativity of his own.
Yeah.
I suspect there was more to that mystery than meets the eye. I'm going to look into it.
Knock yourself out, kid.
Up to the clink with you.
Scathing reviews, blah blah blah. Alright. Cool. Another mystery solved. Oh, what's going on here? Seems like we have another mystery afoot. Exciting.
Think of that. Crushed by a crate. The most hated man in London.
Can you imagine
Who?
achieving such a title? One day my brilliance will bring me similar recognition.
Mr. Raymond, what are you talking about?
It's of no consequence. What's important is that this man was hated by many, but who delivered the fatal blow?
Well, it's gonna be no one, right? That's gonna be the twist. The answer is gonna be... It's gonna be an accident. We're gonna do this whole rigmarole, asking around, investigating, but it's gonna be an accident, or it's gonna be him. You know, by accident or something. We'll see. The body of John Ashton has been crushed by the crate, but close inspection reveals other anomalies. A puncture wound to the gut, a bullet wound in the back, and the victim's skin has an odd green pallor along with the yellowing around the eyes. Inspection of the bullet wound indicates that such a wound would cause death in 12 minutes. So he got shot, stabbed, and poisoned. And then a crate fell on him and killed him. Allegedly. Okay. Appears to have fallen from overhead crane onto Ashton. Sure, fair enough. But with that height, could it really kill? I mean, it's just wood. There's nothing inside it. There's not metal inside. I don't know. I guess when your body is that frail from all the poisoning and the stabbing and the shooting, maybe. Maybe he was asphyxiated. I don't know. Ashton's agenda. Listed daily activities. Pharmacy 1 p.m. Pub 1:05 p.m. Apple 1:09 p.m. Household Act 1:10 p.m. Act? What? Accountant? What does that mean? Short for something. A watch. A broken pocket watch inscribed John Ashton stopped at 1:17 precisely. Huh. Tracks. The path John Ashton took before he died. A huge coal-powered crane. The driving mechanism is complex and requires an expert operator.
Interrogate a suspect.
Well, it doesn't take that much expertise to, you know, I don't know, cut the rope or something. Right? That's probably what happened here. Oh. What is that? A handbill. Please contribute to the benefit fund for the man who had his arm crushed. Any help will be much appreciated.
Oh, no. I didn't ask about this.
Huh. What's that all about? Eddie. Worker.
The man's a right bastard. I hope he's smouldering in hell. I'm not a crane operator. I wouldn't know how to work that. My best chum is maimed for life, and Ashton didn't care a fig. He deserved what happened. Beyond that, I'm mum.
I see.
He owned this site and paid us. We all hated him because he looked for any excuse to cheat us out of our wages. I didn't hate him any more or less than my mates.
Right.
It's difficult to work properly. You'd have to know what you're doing to drop it at just the right moment. Eddie? Yeah, I taught him how to work the crane a few days ago.
I see.
That's around the time I'm given a few minutes to eat something. About then I would have been buying myself an apple at the stand down the street.
Interesting. We'll see about that. Eddie, what's going on, buddy? Your friend here said that he taught you how to operate the crane. What's that all about?
I know the man. He's hated by everyone. Surprisingly, it's not clear what killed him. I find multiple wounds. No need to send many people to jail for killing such a terrible man. What say you only arrest the single person who actually caused his death?
Yeah, sure, fair enough.
He appears to have been stabbed with a perforating weapon, perhaps a spike of some kind. There would be bleeding and it would affect motor control right away, but death wouldn't come for another 6 minutes.
I suspect that there is at least one deadly toxin in his system.
So maybe he... You okay? Maybe he died all at the same time. If he was shot 12 minutes ago, that means 105. Where would he be at 105? At the pub. So he was shot at the pub. He was stabbed at the apple stand. Maybe even poisoned by the apple. Poison in the pharmacy. Could have been poison in the pharmacy. We'll see. Hello? Stumbles? No. The apple is idly pink. Okay. Took a bite and discarded the apple. Okay. They're giving us a little countdown until 117, till death. So 117, the watch broke down. 114, 113. So at 112, at 112 he got poisoned. He stumbles. This is probably where he got stabbed, maybe. Or I don't know. He took the apple at 109. Okay, let's ask around. The apple seller.
He stopped by here every day at the exact same time. He'd buy an apple and try to cheat me out of tuppence. But then most folks do that. Yeah, that sounds right. Came by for an apple. He was here when we heard the crate hit the ground.
Oh. Was he now? Interesting.
He's my husband. Each day
Oh.
I bring him the household expenses just after he eats his apple. I also brought him his invitation to the knighthood ceremony. The one with the special scepter. Of course, he wasn't going to take me along.
Right.
I often tie up my hair around a knitting needle. What business is it of yours?
None, I suppose. Huh. Why is that an important factoid here? Hair held up by knitting needle. Okay. So, we're retracing Mr. Ashton's steps here. Before the apple stand, he was at the pub. He entered the pub at 1:05 and left at 1:07. During that time, let's see. There's a newspaper including an interesting article. Hendrick's refinery brought to a halt. Apparent sabotage has destroyed machinery at Lawrence Hendrick's foundry. Rumors circulating implied that industrialist John Ashton is behind the sabotage of his competitor. Huh, industrial sabotage. That's a motive. A Webley boxer revolver. One chamber is empty. Yeah, he got shot. But he got shot at the pub and then he just moved along with his day and bought an apple? That's weird. Maybe he used it on someone.
Ashton stops in front of this pub every afternoon to check on business rumours. Something of a bastard, Ashton. Told me he had a bit of jam on the side, if you know what I mean. Wife didn't know about it. Well, the bit of jam wants out, but he won't let her. That's the sort of fellow we're speaking of.
Well, what do you expect?
Right.
That was Ashton's doing. The man had it in for me. He paid workers to wreck my machines. Cost me a fortune. As long as he was around, I'd never prosper. As a matter of fact, I do carry a revolver at all times. It can be a dangerous neighborhood for a wealthy fella such as myself. This proves nothing.
Huh. Well, it depends. If the revolver is on you right now, that proves that you are probably not the culprit. Well, he could have bought another revolver just for the crime. Yeah, okay. I guess it doesn't prove anything, does it? But it is very suspicious. All right. So, before he went to the pub, he stopped by the pharmacy. He left the pharmacy at 1:02. And I guess he arrived at 1 p.m. According to his ledger, a pharmaceutical cabinet contains chemicals labeled "Warning, not to be ingested." Chemical 1 is bluish in color and is listed as causing erratic movement after 10 minutes and death after an additional 16 minutes. Causes jaundice about the eyes and has an extreme anesthetic effect. Chemical 2 is pinkish in color and is listed as causing erratic movement after 2 minutes and death after an additional 9 minutes. Yields a green tint to skin. So was he dosed with both chemical 1 and 2? Because he had yellow on the eyes and stuff, right? His eyes weren't green. I don't know. Let's see. A letter addressed to Thomas Reese, pharmacist. Tom, my dear brother, I have recently made a most upsetting discovery. The man who forced the foreclosure of the family farm was none other than John Ashton, your very client. His behavior in this affair is beyond indecent. Both father and mother are reduced to penury. You and I both must contribute all we can. Although we each have obligations of our own, at the very least, you must cease to do business with this dreadful man. Okay. What else is there? Oh, there's a little thing here. What is that? I saw something. I saw a little yellow thing. Oh, outside. What is that, huh? What is that? A medicine box. Of Ashton's prescription with a few remaining blue pills. He must have dropped it along the way. So he's either clumsy or, like, I don't know. Or he just likes to litter. Interesting.
I see him here every day. He can be unpleasant, but I don't really know him.
Fair enough.
He's been coming to me for years. He arrives precisely at 1 o'clock and leaves 2 minutes later. He takes a bluish medication every day and prefers that I administer it. Mary is a trusted assistant. As far as I know, she's completely above board. Today, she swept the shop and prepared some medications. She also fetched herself an apple from the apple stand.
Did she now?
This really is none of your business. He came to me for his blue medication. I gave him blue medication.
You did indeed. Alright, before I make any judgments, there's more things to investigate back here now. Oh, just at the apple stand. We're gonna ask about Mary, I guess. Yeah.
Who works at the pharmacy? Yeah, she slipped me an extra threepence. She had a special app just for Mr. Ashton. I gave him that one when he come by.
Did she now?
Mr. Ashton did look strange-like. Eyes all yellowish. And then he turned pale after he bit into the apple. Almost green, really.
Huh. Alright, well... I don't know what to do now. Okay, let's go back to the pharmacy. Because if we're going along with the concerned citizen doctor guy and accusing only the person who dropped the crate on him, then that's probably Eddie, who's lying about not knowing how to operate the crane, but all evidence seems to point to Mary as the poisoner, so what's going on here?
Quite right. I asked the apple seller to give him a special apple. Is that a crime? He was a horrid man. That's all I have to say.
Well, spiking the apple is a crime, so... yeah. I don't know. This is probably wrong, but just to make sure, just to cover our tracks here. Oh. Okay. Hold on, there's a development at the apple stand. Is this back and forth really necessary here? Okay, sure. Oh. The wife? What?
Very well. I found out about his dalliance with that girl from the pharmacy. It's not the first. Divorce is all but impossible given his influence with the clergy.
Oh. Oh. The needle? Was the needle did her needle is her needle like a special needle with the poison inside? Is that the implication? Okay, I'm just gonna try to accuse Eddie because he lied.
It was me for certain. I watched the crate fall and crush him. He was still moving when it hit.
Oh. Well, hey, I was right. But that's not what did him in, apparently. It was the poison from the wife.
I'll be the toast of the town.
Well, there we go.
Very unpleasant fellow. But what was that business about a knighthood ceremony?
Up to the click with you.
In any case, Mr. Raymond will have a story for Perlock Publishing.
Quite. Wealthy business owner John Ashton was murdered not once but 5 times. So hated was he that his business rival, his employee, his wife, his mistress, and his pharmacist all made attempts on his life. Poisoned, shot, stabbed, and finally crushed. Ashton came to a very gruesome end. Oh, wait, what? So the implication is that his wife stabbed him with the needle, and his mistress wanted to poison him with the apple. His pharmacist gave him the poisoned blue medicine and... His employee... Oh, I guess Eddie, not Frank. Business rival. Okay, so the business... So, interesting. So, could I have accused any of the 5 and gotten it right? I don't know. It's curious, alright. Well, it's too late for that now. We made our decision, but... There we go.
Hey! Someone help! Some trap found
What?
something down there! Looks like foul
What?
play!
Oh. Down... Oh, down here? Okay. Oh. Okay. Looks like a dead body has been washed ashore. Male body dressed in the manner of a wealthy businessman. He is wearing only one shoe. The man has sustained multiple fractures indicating a fall from a great height. There are no identifying documents. Oh dear. Drag marks. Oh. Did he drag the air? Did he drag himself? Oh. He fell from there. Huh. Unidentified. Wealthy. Wet. One shoe. Multiple fractures. So maybe the other shoe went flying somewhere after the impact. I suppose. What's this? A rich man's coat with the name sewed in the lining. Sewed in the lining. Matthew Killian. This definitely doesn't belong here, so... Probably belong to the suspect. To the victim. You know? Same thing, really. Although, he is already wearing a coat. Could he have replaced the coat? I don't know. Alright. Let's investigate the point of origin of the fall. Right around here. Oh. A pocket watch. A broken silver watch. The hands have stopped just after midnight.
Ask about this.
Alright. There you have it, folks. Excuse me, sir.
I heard a splash, and right quick pulled this bloke out of the shallows. Dead as a
Oh.
mackerel.
I see. A splash, huh?
Midnight train. That must be the 616. Stops in the station down the road. If you hurry, it might still be there. I live there now, if you can call it living. I lost my job, didn't I? No need for the likes of me when a machine can do the work. A nice warm coat like that on a dead man? What do you expect? I snatched it before somebody else came along to nick it. Like you.
I see. Alright. Guess we're off to investigate the midnight train, or I guess the train station from which the midnight train came? Sure, I guess. Alright, we arrived at Victoria train station. Time to ask around.
You better hurry. It's leaving right now.
What? Oh. Yo. Hey guys, how's it going? Oh, what do we have here? A derringer, a small ivory-plated derringer. Chamber for 2 bullets, but 1 is missing. A letter. Killian will be on the 616 train to Cardiff to sign the papers. You must prevent him from signing them at all costs, or we shall be ruined. Interesting.
Mr. Wolf bought him drink after drink. Then they got angry. But a young lady come over, and it's obvious that Mr. Killian was interested in a rendezvous, like. Around about 11:30, Killian and her left together. Mr. Wolf had a few with Mr. Killian. Then the young lady invited herself over to have a glass with him. Mr. Wolf became terribly tired, even though he'd only had 1 drink. He toddled off to bed well before midnight. I stayed in the dining car for a few drinks with the barman.
I see. It's very interesting. Mr. Wolf? Oh?
I suppose there were some disagreements, but there always are when a great deal of money is involved. I had drinks in the dining car with Killian. We had business dealings in the past. It was a pleasant surprise to discover him on this train. Sam, he's a trusted valet. He's terrifically strong, which makes him useful in many situations. I felt unusually tired and came back here to get some sleep.
Huh. How curious. What do we have here? A handbag contains a letter. How goes it, Viv? Hook any more fish? It's a lovely caper you've got going. I need to find me a bonny scheme like that. Let's have a glass next time you're in Soho, love. Your sis.
Well now, I didn't ask about this.
Huh.
The rich fella. I did talk with him. Very charming. But a single woman has to be careful, you know? Did something happen to him?
Yeah, you could say that.
Nothing unusual at all. I had a drink with some gents and then retired to my sleeper. Oh, all right. I flirt with rich blokes and the barman slips them a mickey. I take them back to my sleeper and they nod off before I have to do anything shameful. They wake up thinking they had a night of fun and hand me a few quid. That's what happened with Mr. Killian, but he was gone when I come back from looking for the man who left the note.
Interesting. Interesting. Alright, there's another clue here somewhere, apparently. Oh. It's over here. A note. A handwritten note. Come to the restaurant carriage quickly.
Ask about this.
Huh. What's that all about?
Someone slipped a note under my sleeper door a few minutes before midnight. It said I should come to the dining car. I went, but only Ryan and Wolf's man were there, and they were both drunk.
Interesting.
I've been Mr. Wolf's valet for going on several years. He's frail and needs a man like me to help him about.
I see.
You mean the young lady? She and Killian hit it off famously. Embarrassing, really.
Interesting. The passenger carriage. Anything interesting here? Yes? No? Up there? Hold on. I think there's something up on the carriage. Huh. What is this? A shoe. Caught on a bolt at the top of the carriage is a shoe matching the one found on the victim. So this is where he fell off. This is where he was standing before he fell off.
Good thing was, some noises on the roof woke me up briefly. You say someone was thrown from up there? You'd have to be a very strong fella to drag someone up onto the roof.
Yeah, I suppose you would, wouldn't you?
Vivian had another of her dupes in her compartment by then. After that, I remember people going past me from time to time, but I was half asleep.
Sure.
Killian was on this train. Cool. I used to work in his foundry. I never even seen him. None of us workers ever knew what he looked like. That one. Clever little minx. She and the barman got a little scam going. I think everyone on the staff knows about it.
Well, that's nice. Alright. This is the restaurant carriage. It's packed with suspects and clues. Oh, what is this? Sleeping pills. Half empty.
I didn't ask about this.
Huh. Unusual. You know, most people would put salt or pepper on their food, not sleeping pills. An article about Matthew Killian's efforts to close an enormous business deal in Wales. It notes that Killian is well known for replacing workers with machinery. There is a likeness of Killian in the papers which matches the victim. A likeness in the paper. So people... There's no excuse now. Everyone knows what Killian looks like. Assuming that they read the paper. Pamphlets. Down with the industrialists. Down with the monarchy. Revolution is the only way. Now what's that doing there?
It was a typical evening. As far as I knew, nothing unusual happened until you came aboard with this story of a murder.
Right.
I was tidying up in the passenger car. Around midnight, Vivian ran through. She thought someone was looking for her. Just another wealthy passenger. They're all pretty much the same.
Uh-huh.
She rides the train often. She's very friendly with the other passengers.
Yeah, it's one word for it.
Nothing unusual. A couple of passengers came in and had a sort of business meeting. One of them was buying a lot of drinks for the other, and then they started to argue. But Vivian went over and joshed them out of it. She's a frequent passenger, that one. Hangs about with the wealthier sort. Likes to entertain them, if you take my meaning. Yeah, I helped Vivian fleece the dupes. I slipped a pill in the wine for the table. Both gents got sleepy, but Vivian picked the richest one. Oh, well, it's a noisy train. Native passengers have trouble getting to sleep, so I keep a sedative here behind the bar, yeah?
Dude, you just admitted to your crime. Why are you hiding it again?
Peter, nice bloke. Came here after being sacked from a foundry a few months ago. Tell you, he looked...
Is that right?
After he served the businessman.
Is that right? Well, that is very interesting to know.
Peter worked with me at the foundry. He's a very strong bloke. I got the arm mangled in one of the damn machines they put in. Then Killian sacked the old crew. Peter, he helped me get hired as train staff.
Oh, well, that's good of him. Yeah. I feel like this is almost too obvious, but Peter, my friend, your unbridled hate for Killian has given you away, unfortunately.
I gave him what he deserved. The man was heartless.
Yeah.
I believe something larger is afoot. A lot of murderous anger concerning industrialists. It might be something to look into.
Up to the click with you.
Yeah. Something about A revolution. Down with the monarchy. Yeah. Think you might be onto something there, young Arthur. Something much larger is afoot.
My dear friend, the Ghost Club has an extraordinary case for you. Spiritualist Thaddeus the Amazing has predicted his own death at his next seance. Could you have a look?
The Ghost Club, huh? Okay. So you want me to investigate a death that is yet to occur? I mean, I don't know how I can help you with that. Oh.
What is happening here?
Hello? Oh. What it? Oh.
Someone, light the lamps.
What it?
Oh.
What?
He's actually
Oh.
dead.
Huh. How odd. What is this doing here? His hair and clothing have been slightly scorched from the explosion. A bloody knife is stuck in his torso. I mean, you want to call this area torso? Okay, sure. Very upper torso, but yeah. Alright. What? Scorched hair, bloody knife, scorched clothes. A rudimentary timer with charred remains of a fuse attached. The fuse leads to an empty plaster cylinder, apparently the container of a non-lethal amount of gunpowder to produce the recent flash of light. Right. Now, was that part of the seance, or was that part of the plan? That remains to be seen. Yet. Client list. A list of Thaddeus's clients, his addresses. There are also 2 columns for each client. Both columns indicate significant amounts of money per seance. The first column appears to refer directly to the client. It isn't clear to whom the second column refers. However, Dr. Wilburn is missing from the list. 2 columns. Mysterious payments. Who? A threatening note. For the love of God, get his signature at the next session, or I swear I'll expose you. A.R. Now, what's the... whose name is missing? Wilburn. Okay. So, there isn't an A or an R there. I think. Alright. A theatrical supply, flash pot, 8 shillings. Purchased by Thaddeus, so that was part of the seance, I guess. Legal papers, an unsigned paper which would enable Thaddeus Smith to act as Howard Roberts' legal representative. Huh. Unsigned. What's that all about? Here we have an old note, withered, probably written weeks ago. I found a tramp who lives on the street near one of the pigeons. The fella smokes like a chimney, and for the price of a few cigarettes, he supplies me all the information we need. We need a heavy-smoking tramp. Interesting. Alright, let's ask around.
Nothing but a showman, really. Each week he gave a seance with all his clients present together. So many people makes everything much more dramatic. I attend Lady Ursula at these sessions. She's ailing and needs someone to help her along. I have no particular belief in an afterworld, but if it comforts milady, I see no harm.
I see. And Lady Ursula is that you? No. Is that you? Right.
I sought him out after the death of Mittens.
Who?
Mittens is my beloved kitty cat. She
Right.
was run over by a milk wagon several weeks ago. I've been trying desperately to contact my sweet thing ever since. I'm not well, though, and likely haven't long to live myself.
Yeah, I think a seance only works with those who can sort of speak English, or at least speak human
I
languages.
was so hoping to hear from my loved one.
Or speak, you know,
Convinced Thaddeus
period.
could have communicated Mittens' wishes to me. I must know to whom Mittens wishes that I should leave my fortune. And now Thaddeus is lost to us. I shall never know.
What a shame. Oh, Mr. Roberts.
This is so frustrating. I had a simple question, but have had to come back for seance after seance, week after week. Each time Thaddeus divined a partial number from the other side, but never the entire correct number. Today he promised that I would get everything.
I see.
Thaddeus felt that if I signed some papers, it would demonstrate to my dead father that I had absolute trust in Thaddeus.
I see.
I have no doubt that his powers were genuine. He was able to tell me of my daily comings and goings, and all manner of details that he couldn't possibly have known. He certainly was going to be able to put me in contact with my sister. I'm so sorry to lose Thaddeus. The oddest part is that he claimed all would be revealed to each of us before his death. I've been coming here to decide whether I should accept a marriage proposal. Thaddeus had been attempting to contact my departed sister so that she could give me advice. Thaddeus was a kind man who sincerely wanted me to make the best choice. Now what am I to do?
He was an incredible psychic. I came to clarify some personal financial matters.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand what happened. He foretold his own death, but I didn't expect it to happen like this.
Alright. Not a lot of helpful things here. So, now we got the houses of the suspects to investigate. Starting with the Robertses, the Esquises, and Lady Ursula. Alright, well, Lady Ursula's is the furthest away. So, pardon me, sir.
That's it.
Got no time. Take things slow. This investigation needs to be closed immediately.
Faster!
As fast as possible.
Come on! Whoa!
We cannot allow any
Roll then.
delays. Alright. Here we are at Lady Ursula's house. 3 clues, 1 suspect. A Boston newspaper clipping, dated 7 months ago. Medium foretells his own death. In a stunningly dramatic final seance, psychic Roberto Il Magnifico revealed that several clients were being traduced by their loved ones who had paid him to give information at his false seances. But then, just as predicted, he was killed in a mysterious explosion during his final seance on Newbury Street. One of his clients, a Dr. Pittenweem, pronounced him dead at the scene. The phrases "traduced by their loved ones" and "mysterious explosion" are circled in pencil. Alright. I see what's going on here. This guy's well, I mean, I don't think I need to tell you this, that he's a scam artist, but when things get too hot for him, when there's too many people chomping at the bits, trying to get their money's worth out of him, he just fakes his death and moves somewhere far away where nobody's heard of him, and he does it all over again. I'm almost 100. I'm 90% sure that's what's going on here. Roberto Il Magnifico is Thaddeus. Whatever, Thaddeus Johnson or whatever. A letter. I found another newspaper article similar to the one I gave you. This one is from Sydney. It appears we will be exposed at the next seance, just as those people were. Douglas, you got me into this. You better solve it. Huh. So is... Douglas exposed. So is Lady Ursula actually faking it? She's pretending to be stupid, but... she's actually trying to catch Thaddeus red-handed? Or... she wanted to get the chance to take her revenge. Maybe she's the one who plunged the knife in. Lady Ursula's will. To Miriam, my maid, and to Douglas, my butler. I leave my Belchingham china in thanks for their long service, to be given on their wedding day, whenever that day shall be. I leave my dear cat Mittens all my remaining worldly goods, in the hope that they bring him even a small portion of joy he has brought me. In anguished handwriting in the margin is scrawled, "Whatever will I do now that my dear Mittens is no more?" Huh. Okay, maybe it isn't Lady Ursula. Maybe a secret deal is going on here with Miriam and the butler, Douglas. Huh. Yeah, there's still a lot of missing pieces here to the puzzle.
Lady Ursula's health is not good at all. And now she's lost her cat, it's almost like she has nothing left to live for. Lady Ursula was planning to leave her fortune to her cat Mittens. Since the cat passed on, she's been going to that spiritualist in hopes that Mittens will tell her what to do with the money. He's been Lady Ursula's butler for years. We have plans to marry. But first, Douglas needs to put together a little nest egg. He says he'll have some money soon.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he will. Interesting. Alright.
Come on!
Off into the Asquith's house to continue our investigation. Let's see what we got here. A coat. There's a letter in one of the pockets. Boyd, dear lad, if you don't get me the money by the end of the month, you will be in a heap of trouble. The kind of trouble that hurts. Need I say more? Huh. Seems that dear Boyd is in trouble. Financial trouble? Mr. Everett Boyd's business plans appear to be sound. As long as he has no other pressing obligations, I believe that, if your daughter accepts his proposal, the money you settle on the happy couple would mean the success of Mr. Boyd's venture, and your daughter, Janice, would live a comfortable life.
I didn't ask about this.
Huh. Colonel Asquith. Right. What does that say? Everett's venture successful, except for, yeah. So we got Everett Boyd, we got Janice, we got Colonel Asquith. Diary. I have some affection for Everett, but I don't think my sister would approve of him. She always bade me to strive for more than that which merely appears directly in front of my nose. If only Father weren't urging me otherwise. Okay. Got one more clue. Where is it? What are we missing here? Is it outside? Is it tucked away somewhere? Looking for shinies. Looking for shiny golden things. Not seeing much. Is there something up here? Yes? No? No. Huh. Alright, maybe if we ask around, things will become a bit more clear.
Never trust a man who tells you what you want to hear. He's after something. Taking advantage of my daughter's love for her departed sister. With that charlatan gone, things can get back to normal. My daughter's engagement to Everett Boyd can be announced at last.
Oh.
A girl Janice's age should be married. Everett is a very sensible young man from a good family. He'll be very successful, I'm sure of it. Janice's elder sister was strong-willed. Janice always followed her lead. That's why it's so sad that she asks for advice, even in death. Time for Janice to think for herself. I know what's best for her.
Huh. Alright. I'm still missing a clue, but...
Where's your pen? Her father mentioned this swindler to me. I understand it's because of him that my engagement has been delayed. Janice is a lovely creature. I would be honored were she to accept my proposal. I do adore her. I know the owner of a local brewery, and I'm convinced his business will flourish. He just needs some financial backing. Now Janice is free to be married at last. I'll invest my dowry in the brewery and make a fortune.
Interesting. Ah. It is outside. It's right here. What is this? Cigarette butts. Pile of stubbed out cigarette butts, likely left by a vagrant. One can still smell tobacco smoke. Oh. We're gonna find that tramp. Alright, excuse me, I'll be right back, and then we're gonna go catch a tramp. Alright everyone, we're back with the murder of Thaddeus the Amazing. And, yeah. We're gonna follow the tobacco scent to our heavy smoker vagrant friend. Who's been acting as some sort of spy / informant on behalf of one Thaddeus the Amazing. And here he is, apparently. It's Billy, the heavy-smoking vagrant.
That's me. Yeah, some fella come by here every so often. Gives me a silver sixpence if I tell him everything about the folks in that house. Nothing unusual about him. Just a regular fella. I've seen him go into that building over there.
Oh. Is that right? This little office. Curious. I wonder who we'll find inside. Huh. Just some clues. Nobody home, it seems. Whose office is this, I wonder? Nothing here either? Okay. Let's go all the way to the top. What? Nothing here either. Let's go to the tippity top. Here we go. This is where all the good stuff is hidden. Let's see here. A note. She says the account number is A72 at Kentish Bank. She says. The correct account. Kentish Bank. A72. Client files. A set of files containing disorganized details regarding Thaddeus's clients. For example, wants Cat to tell her he should inherit. Janice's sister called her Sissy. The cat loved to play with Lady Yu's teaspoons. Wants you to tell her that her sister approves of the marriage. Knows account number. Needs his signature to access. Howard Sawyer enjoyed grouse shooting.
I wonder if someone could tell me more about this.
So, this guy be Thaddeus, right? Thaddeus is collecting information on his clients, so he knows what to say to them when at their seance. It's gotta be. Business cards. Several business cards for a medical doctor. All are identical except each is printed with a different name. Huh. Thaddeus's note. W arrive after the others, as usual. It will deflect suspicion. Also, make certain that we get a big flash this time. They must be convinced it's enough to kill me. Yeah, see? He was trying to do it again. Who's the W, though? The doctor? What was his name? Dr. Windebank? Windmark, right? Something like that. Started with a W. And he's got notes from a doctor. The guy's a doctor and he's got financial trouble. Right? Think it all adds up. I don't know. But I just remember that we still haven't gone to Roberts' house, so let's do that. See what clues and maybe even suspects we can find. And then we might just be able to have enough to reach to a conclusion here. There we go. Let's drop down here. There's an open window. Perfect. Alright. Let's have a little look around here. A note added to father's will. A note appended to the father's will specifying that the bulk of my fortune is safely secured in an account, the particulars of which will be communicated by word of mouth to my son. Right, this is the account that the doctor has been trying to get into. Several scrawled notes. Bentland Bank A7, Bank of Kent 270. Yeah. So he knows the real answer, and each seance session he's giving him something similar to the truth, but not quite the truth. That sly dog. Alright. Sydney newspaper. Oh, here we go. Dated over a year ago. Mysterious death in King Street. A spiritualist who went by the name of Felix Magnus claimed that he would die at his next seance. But the outcome held even more drama. Mr. Magnus demonstrated to several clients that their closest friends and relations were swindling them via Magnus himself, before a burst of smoke and flame ended the seance abruptly. Magnus was declared dead by a sitting Dr. Folsom, who was attending as a client. Right, the doctor. They're a pair. The doctor and the spiritualist are a pair. And they both changed their names. Right?
My brother has become obsessed with some secret bank account. He inherited almost all of my father's fortune, as well he should as the male heir. but some was locked in a secret account. I think it unlikely that it should be a significant amount. Power of attorney to a psychic? That sounds very unusual indeed. I went along to the seances a couple of times. I thought it was a waste of my brother's time.
Okay. Interesting. So, alright. Seems now that we've gathered enough information from each house, each place, that now we go back to the psychic house, to Thaddeus's house, and I think we're just about ready to reach a conclusion here. So here we go.
You think someone paid Thaddeus to tell my lady that a cat wanted them to inherit? Well, that would be quite a clever scheme indeed.
Yes, it would be, wouldn't it?
I simply do not believe it. And if you're implying that my butler was paying Thaddeus, I must ask you, why would a great psychic do the bidding of a common butler? Hmm?
You got me there.
My own sister, paying Thaddeus off? I thought he was a bit too insistent that I sign that paper. Well, Anne is going to get a good talking to, believe you me.
Anne Roberts, A.R.
Good Lord, you found the office? I admit it, then. Thaddeus and I traveled the world, bamboozling the gullible and then exposing the swindle. But his death was meant to be a fake. I have no reason to want Thaddeus dead. Quite the contrary.
Yeah, that much I believe. Don't worry.
You believe that Everett paid Thaddeus to manipulate me? It cannot be true. Thaddeus knew all of my comings and goings. He genuinely could communicate with the world beyond.
Not quite, I'm afraid. So it's gotta be her then. A.R. Anne Roberts. No, not this one. Yeah, Dr. Wellbinder's missing from the list because he's not a client, he's a collaborator. Yeah. Or I swear I'll expose you. Huh, okay. She's not really threatening. She isn't threatening to kill him, she's threatened to expose him. So, So who could it be then? I'm not... There's just too many suspects here. I don't even know where to begin. Could have been the Colonel? No, but why? Yeah. He just wanted Thaddeus to convince her to marry Boyd, Everett Boyd. So he doesn't have a motive to kill. Neither does the sister, really, but... I don't know. Maybe she got scared and thought that her scheme was about to be exposed, so she got rid of him? I'm not sure about this, but it's the only option I have right now. It's the only culprit I can think of right now.
My father left everything to Howard. Well, I
Ah.
had ideas. They had nothing to do with murder. I wasn't even there.
Oh. I got fucking cocky there. Oh. Wait, no. Now the psychic house is white again. Did I miss something? Is the white meaning that one of the culprits is in the house? Are they giving me a clue here? Are they giving me a little hint? Maybe, but again, who could it be? Bloody knife. Like, who could have had the bloody knife with him? Who would have used it? Is it Ursula? She faking it? That's my other guess.
I am speechless.
I don't know. Roberts?
I honestly had no idea that Thaddeus was cheap.
Yeah, I believe you. So, who could it be? All right. Let me look this up real quick. The murderer was Douglas, who sought recompense for being defrauded. What? There's nothing that suggested that Douglas would be the murderer. I'm not seeing the logic here, but sure. I guess it would have been either Anne or Douglas.
He was going to reveal my plot. He paid the price for betraying a fellow crook.
This Thaddeus fellow was rather
Did
too
he?
clever by half. But you...
I don't remember that. There were so many clues here that I guess maybe I've forgotten about it. Where does it say that he was going to expose? This is sent from AR. He found a tramp. Signing the papers. Note added to the will. Okay. So both Douglas and Roberts found out that Thaddeus was a fraud. But what suggests that Thaddeus was about to expose Douglas? Found a newspaper article similar to the one I gave you. Yeah, who gave him that? Can't have been Thaddeus, because why would Thaddeus expose himself to Douglas? I don't know. Let's just nod and pretend like we understand.
He admired the duplicity of Thaddeus.
Yeah, sure. Spiritualist Thaddeus Smith routinely swindled not just his clients, but his clients' friends and families. In city after city, Thaddeus and his confederate, Dr. Wilburn, lured in those desperate to speak to the departed in the afterworld. But the swindlers were doubly paid, first by their clients, then by those close to them, who wished to manipulate them. In such a fashion, Miss Anne Roberts hoped to gain legal authority for her brother in order to remove funds from a secret bank account. Mr. Everett Boyd wished to ensure his marriage to Janice Asquith would take place in order to gain a lucrative settlement, and Lady Ursula's butler, Douglas, wished to have her dead cat counsel her to leave her fortune to Douglas himself. But none of these accounted for Thaddeus's odd quirk of enjoying giving a good lesson to his fellow swindlers once he'd emptied the coffers of his clients. Thaddeus then habitually exposed these manipulators before escaping by feigning his own death. This was corroborated by the supposed Dr. Wilburn, purporting to be simply one more client, but on this occasion, Anne realized the butler Douglas, the only swindler present at the crime scene, to murder Thaddeus in the dark. Oh, Anne realized the coming exposure and enticed the butler Douglas. Right. Okay. So Anne did research on Thaddeus. She found both the Boston newspaper and the Sydney newspaper. She sent the Boston newspaper to Douglas. And then she enticed Douglas to murder Thaddeus in the dark. Farewell, Thaddeus. You may now speak to those in the afterworld at your own leisure. Excellent. That was a jumbled up pile of mess, but we managed to you know, bust through, as they say, back into the light.
There has been a murder at the palace. I need you to be
What?
careful with this one. Anti-royalist pamphlets have been cropping up and tensions are high. The Queen is very nervous about security. This way.
Murder at the palace, eh? Alright. Sounds like an urgent matter. One that needs to be resolved as quickly as possible. But hey, take your time.
This way.
Yep. Still here. Lead the way. Oh.
Here we are. Good luck.
Oh. Thanks. Alright. Let's see what we're working with here. Starting with the body. A member of the Palace Guard slumped in a contorted position, eyes and mouth wide open. The body shows no sign of violence. Ah. Poisoned? Paralyzed? Huh. Okay. A vault, marked by deep gashes as if someone attempted to break in.
Find out about this.
Please,
Could have been...
leave the
Oh!
room for a moment. No one is permitted to see me open the safe.
Oh. Of course, Your Majesty. Take your time.
You cannot imagine that someone was after the scepter. I must see it. I ordered the scepter with the dove to be brought from the tower for tonight's event. Thank heavens! It is untouched.
Everything alright in there, Majesty? Something stolen from there, or... You good? All good? Okay. Alright, let's carry on. Oh. Shattered glass. Broken area is large enough to allow access to someone. Huh. Letter from Scotland Yard to Her Majesty's Private Secretary Sir Henry Ponsonby. Dear Sir Henry, I am troubled to have to write concerning a disturbing situation that has recently occurred. Yesterday we were informed that a young boy had been abducted, and we have rushed to bring this to your attention, and through you to the attention of Her Majesty, as you think necessary, for we fear the boy's disappearance may be connected to a possible attempt to disrupt this evening's investiture ceremony at the palace. Please be assured, Sir Henry, that we are doing everything possible to locate this child. One Arthur Doyle. What? Young Arthur has been abducted? When did this happen? A priceless vase lying broken on the ground. Signs of a struggle. Huh. A guest list. A list of eminent invitees to the investiture to be held this evening. The Queen will knight several industrialists who oppose child labor. I see. It's all starting to add up. Alright, let's look over here. Oh. Wait, how far away is this? Ardy's yard. Okay. It's not even showing up on the map. So it's probably not a good sign. Okay, this place is a bit of a maze. Alright, fine. Let's talk to the Queen first. Before we leave.
This evening, I will knight several industrialists that have worked to end the practice of child labor. All of London's luminaries are invited. Only I know the combination. The vault contains the very precious scepter with the dove, which I've chosen to be used in tonight's knighthood ceremony. The poor man. I arrived to find him here, dead as you see him. He gave his life to defend my person.
Alright. Thank you for your time, Majesty. I shall be off now. Yeah, I think the quickest way to my destination is by leaving this palace. Using the roof. Much more convenient to travel. Alright, so on top of the attempted theft of the scepter and the murder of the palace guard, young Arthur Doyle has been abducted. Now, could that have a connection to the murder? I don't know, but it is something worth investigating. So, let's go ahead and do that. That is, yeah, that's quite a distance. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna need a horse for that. That's why it didn't show up on the map, because it was halfway across the map. I thought it would be, you know, a little bit of a more forgiving place, distance. Pardon me, sir. I'm going to need your carriage. I hope you don't mind. I'll only borrow it for a few minutes.
Slowly.
Normal people don't hide about like that.
Indeed.
Alright, so this must be the little yard where young Arthur played. Oh. Buck and Dooley. Yes, I remember them from the first mystery. What are you guys doing here? Oh. What have you been up to, young Arthur? He's got his own little evidence wall. Drawings and texts linking various clues and anomalies throughout the mysteries that have been solved and the resulting penny dreadfuls. The final scrawled message is unfinished, leading to
Go back and ask about this.
Raymond. Huh. Blank paper. A sheet of apparently blank notepaper. No. It's clearly a trick here. Maybe these fellows will know.
Or he's been all in a state. Thinks there's some sort of master criminal on the loose. Then this morning, he's gone.
Oh dear.
Come to think of it, he had been going on about the Queen and all for the last day or two. Seemed to think she was in some sort of trouble.
I see.
He said he was onto something. Said everything added in clues. You know, when he thought something was important, he'd write it up in invisible ink. Lemon juice like. He'd use smoke to read it. If you have a way to make smoke, you can see what it says.
Right, there we go.
I did see Artie's friend, Mr. Raymond. He'd just come from Perlock Publishing with his new Penny Dreadful. Seemed very excited about it. I never liked him much.
Oh. Right. That Raymond. Interesting. Alright. Written in invisible ink, Perlock Publishing, Henry Raymond, it's all connected, follow the clues. Huh. Well. This is an outcome that I never would have seen coming. Alright, we arrived at Perlock Publishing, where apparently all the clues will lead us to Raymond and his exact role in all of these crimes. Dynamite crates, empty crates marked Prescott number 408. Okay. I mean, he could be just gathering souvenirs. Still doesn't incriminate him of anything. They're empty crates, so again, not much to go on there. What? Explosives, empty, huge quantities. Oh. Are you saying that these weren't empty when they arrived, and he's using them for something? Oh, like that vault? The Queen's study? Circled in that's not a circle, that's an X, but it's close enough, innit? Alright. Some more clues, apparently. Anything down here? No? Anything outside? Anything at the top? Tippity top? Okay, I see two things. Ah. From here. There we go. What are these? Anti-royalist pamphlets. Down with the monarchy. An end to our suffering under Victoria. The Queen must pay for her sins. Oh dear. Galley proof. A typesetter's galley proof for a Penny Dreadful. Explosion at the palace. With some descriptive text. Attack at the heart of Britain. Buckingham Palace in flames. Will the Queen escape? Book is written by Henry Raymond.
At Buckingham Palace. I must warn them.
Let's it's awfully cocky, awfully confident to write Penny Dreadful about an event that has yet to occur. Well, if we don't get there in time, it might as well occur. Yeah, so let's get a move on. Excuse me, sir.
There's at least 100 people here for the knighthood ceremony. The Queen will use the scepter with the dove for the knighting. She'll arrive precisely at 1 o'clock.
Right. Which means that I have less than a minute to evaluate the party guests and locate the Queen.
Cannot wait to see it.
I do hope she does not say.
Everyone must leave!
Whatever is happening?
Evacuate. Oh, not evaluate. Evacuate.
There may be an explosion!
I demand to know what's going on.
That's later. Just leave right now. All will be revealed later on.
Everyone must leave! There may be an explosion!
Miss Fry, I grant you leave to order me to leave.
I've saved Nothing is happening. No explosion. What is this? I've
Wait,
been
what?
tricked. Raymond, why has he done this?
What's happening? What the?
You are more naive than you appear.
He's the key. The key to what? What's going on here? Whitechapel GA. Artie?
Look beyond the obvious, beyond surface appearances.
He wants the vault to himself? Beyond the surface appearance. He wants the Queen at a vulnerable position so he can kill her from afar?
Nothing but a showman. So many people makes everything more dramatic.
Dynamite crates are empty. Doesn't necessarily mean that they were used. Or maybe they were placed somewhere else. Which one is telling the truth?
Seems to me you've created the perfect diversion, haven't you?
Right. A diversion from what?
I found the same clues you found. I knew there was to be an explosion, and I led you here to save everyone. I'm as mystified as you are that nothing happened.
I don't know about that.
You've helped me herd all those dreary people to certain death. We shall hear the explosion presently.
If there is to be an explosion, then it would have happened already. No. No, something else is going on here.
Quite right.
But what? What is about to happen? I always get what I want. Written by a left-handed man. The poisoned apple?
I brought him his invitation to the knighthood ceremony. The one with the special scepter.
The scepter? Is this all just to steal the scepter? The special dove scepter. That's it? Just want a little stick with a dove on it?
Never trust a man who tells you what you want to hear. He is after something.
Absconding with the queen. Kill the queen?
The scepter with the dove taken with your help. What could better display my genius?
With my help, but the vault needs to be opened. How did you get the vault open?
No one questions you when you wear a uniform.
Right? Was he a guard? Was he the guard that I spoke to when I arrived? Spider. Okay, dead spider. He was the dead guard.
I suspect the solution will turn on geometry.
He faked his death. He used the spider venom to make himself the victim so he can see the queen using the combination. Oh no. Oh no, that's how he did it.
I simply watched the Queen open the safe when you arrived. Quite right. The dead guard was I. The spider venom allowed me to fake my death. Perfect
Yeah.
view from where I lay.
Yeah.
I have stolen
How'd
the
you-
Queen's most prized possession, the scepter with the dove. Think of it. I have outfoxed you, the most cunning detective in Britain. I mocked you by leaving clues for you at every turning point. Now I have the scepter, proof positive of my superiority.
Uh-huh. Well, you're not gonna get far with it, pal. Just letting you know. Now that I've found you out.
Wake up! It's Raymond.
What happened?
He's taken Artie hostage. They're on the roof.
Yeah, I know that much.
Jacob's
What?
here to help you, Evie.
What? What does he want? Raymond? Come on now, let him go. He's just a boy.
Oh, come any nearer. This lad's very lively.
Keep him busy, Evie. It won't be long now.
Alright. You won't see this one coming, that's for sure. Just need to get a good angle on him. And then he'll be done for. Told you. Told you it wouldn't get far. Looks like I was right.
I suppose this means our detective days are over. But what about you, Artie?
I'm glad I survived Mr. Raymond's insanity, but sadly he won't be here anymore to write more books.
A great loss, I'm sure.
I'm quite serious, Miss Evie. Me and my friends waited every week to read the next number and find out what happened next.
Why don't you write some yourself?
A fellow would have to be very clever indeed.
Sounds like you'd be in your element, my dear.
The Gruesome Whitechapel Murders by Artie.
I should think I would use my full name. By Artie Conan Doyle.
I'd use Arthur. Sounds more of a serious fella.